a few days ago, there was a statement made by your typical blue check mark on Twitter, who then quickly hid her account because of the reaction to it. I'm going to read it verbatim so that I'm not seen as misconstruing it. The tweet was as follows. This is your annual reminder that not everyone celebrates Christmas. The default to Merry Christmas as a normal greeting is also white supremacy culture at work. If someone celebrates, by all means, but so many people don't. First off, why white supremacy? This is the thing that always gets me. I find that this has become the new default. White supremacy is what Nazi used to be. Nazi was what racist used to be. Racist used to be what sexist used to be, etc. This has been a very quick escalation, almost year after year, that the left has done. They've found that the words that they use to try and shut people up no longer work, so they have to keep going to the bigger one and the bigger one and the bigger one. This is very scary because you are desensitizing people to white supremacy, a very horrible thing, much like you did with actual Nazis. Second, just a real quick side thing. When people say Merry Christmas, particularly in Europe and America, that's more seen as a seasonal way of saying hello or goodbye. That's not assuming that people are Christian or that celebrate Christmas. That's more like a season's greetings sort of way of saying that. It's the same thing like people will, if they know for a fact that someone is Jewish, for example, they'll say Happy Hanukkah. But the default Merry Christmas has basically moved away from it actually being a Christian thing for the greeting and more just a seasonal thing. Which, again, for the people that always say how language is shifting at the drop of a dime, you seem very adamant that it can only ever mean this one thing, which I find a way to be insulted at. But let's assume for a minute that it is because it's a Christian thing. And that's where the white supremacy comes in. Proportionally speaking, at least here in America, black people and Hispanic people are more likely to be Christian than white people. And this was found by the dirty, dirty racists at the Pew Research Center, the organization that the left often uses for research points and data points. They're the ones that found that, oh no, it's actually other cultures that are more likely to be Christian than white people. Again, at least here in America. That may be different in other regions. That one I'll grant you. But I'm going to assume that she was speaking predominantly about America because that's another part. These people seem to be very Americentric. For being the globalists that they are, they tend to focus specifically on America and Britain. Those are the two big ones. And this is just a thing that I've seen over the years, and it really annoys me. The left has this very weird problem with associating this thing or this religion or this group as just a race or a color thing. Like Muslims are only brown people. I've seen so many people on the left not be able to see a black person as Muslim and go, oh, I was not shocked by that. Like, why are you shocked black people are Muslim? Like, there's hundreds of millions of black Muslims. There's hundreds of millions of Asian Muslims at that. There's hundreds of millions of black Christians, Asian Christians. There's many people that are Buddhists that are not Asian. This is something that the left is shocked every time they see, because they seem to shorthand or stereotype what a person should be based on their race. Again, for the people that are all about being aware of cultural stereotypes and finding every little thing offensive, they very much shoehorn people in based on their color or where they're from. Particularly in the entertainment field. A common shorthand that I see to represent Middle Eastern, especially with women, is having them wear a hijab. And that doesn't work in most things because that's not a Middle Eastern thing. That is a Muslim thing. The hijab is not something that is worn because you are from the Middle East. It's because that is part of Islamic doctrine. And when you have a setting where religion is not shown at all, it's a made-up world where they have more pagan-style religions rather than the actual Judeo-Christian religions that we know, and you see someone in a hijab to try and represent, oh, this is Middle Eastern, you have failed on a basic level because you are not representing Middle Eastern, you are representing Islamic, which breaks the world that you built. That's just the biggest example that I can use that I see everywhere, but there are so many other versions of that. The left, for as racially sensitive or as culturally sensitive as they try to make themselves out to be, mostly to be offended on other people's behalf, do not seem to understand what race and culture are. You can be Middle Eastern without being Islamic. You can be white without being Christian. I've seen plenty of white Muslims. A bunch of the Eastern European countries that end in Istan are Muslim because they are of that general region. Why am I the guy that complains about people focusing on race so often, more knowledgeable about race than the people that are complaining about race? This is the thing that gets me. How do I know more about this shit than the supposed experts? What exactly did you learn in your gender studies class? That's all I want to know. This has been Math Machine complaining that the people that demand racial understanding don't understand race because we live in clown world. Peace out.